Yo, what is up, my Get Geeked Network squad? Once again, it is just me. I am back solo. A little bit of my fault, but you know what? I couldn't help it. Today was the Pokemon Go Community Day. It was for what's his name? Turtwig. And as you can see right next to me or over here, I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it. Actually, I'm probably put it over here. um, I went out Turtwig hunting for, I think it was from 11. Yeah, it was from 11. I did it from 11 to 2, and of course Alex couldn't record after 2, so yeah, I'm just gonna go at it solo. What I'm gonna do is like really, I didn't have much to talk about, so I'm just gonna go. Well, I mean, I do have a subject, so we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But what I kind of want to just go over is my day of Pokemon Go, and then the plans for the future, because I actually was planning on recording the session that I had today, but I kind of got out there a little bit late. So I didn't have all my equipment with me. I didn't get to test everything out or anything like that. So I didn't get to record anything. I just went out and just did a regular hunt and finished up and came back home, ate something, and then I hit the studio. You know what I'm saying? Um, but so here's how my day started. I mean, I'm guessing they boosted the hell out of Turtwig, because I want to say like maybe I parked my car. I went out. I live here in Long Beach, and there's the Pike, which is downtown Long Beach. And I went to the Pike. I got my parking, and I want to say like as soon as I got out of my car, maybe 5 steps out of the parking structure, I caught this bad boy right here. I mean, as you can see, I've already evolved him to Totera, with the special move and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, like just like right off the bat, boom, shiny. I could have been like, oh, done and done. Go, let's go home. But I was like, you know what? Let's walk around, get some exercise in. I mean, the doc says I need to do 30 minutes of cardio anyway. So you know what? Why not? Let's just walk around for a couple of hours. So I wanted to go to the lighthouse, but as I was walking towards the lighthouse, I noticed there's like tons of cars just parked all around the lighthouse, and and there's like classic cars and newer cars, and so I guess they were like having a car show, and I saw the amount of people there, and if anyone knows me, I get a little bit freaked out when there's like a lot of people and nothing to distract me really. I mean, Pokemon Go would have distracted me, but I just felt like there was more people than Pokemon Go could have distracted me for. And I'm not really that much into cars. I mean, I used to be when I was younger, but nowadays, like, it just doesn't excite me as much anymore. I don't really care for it. Um, and I know a lot of you guys will probably hate me for that, because I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of like, car lovers out there, all you car lovers. But you know what? I just cars. As long as it gets me from point A to point B, that's all I needed for. But yeah, so I decided, let's stay away from there. And as I'm walking away from the lighthouse, what do you know? Whoops. I caught this guy. I'd be like, what, like what, just like, and the thing was at that point in time, it's not even like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I think it was like I think it was like more like 5 to 10 minutes maybe, or less than 10 minutes. But yeah, it was just in that span amount of time, like one, two, boom. I think I maybe checked maybe two or three Turtwigs before the second shiny, right? And then of course I decided to do some. I did the Team Rocket stuff and got myself a dark Turtwig, a shadow Turtwig. If you wanna get really reals. And then I was walking, and then I walked towards what is that restaurant? You know what? I want to say it was like Outback or something like that. And then around Outback Steakhouse, third one, boom. I kept them the way it is, because you know what, I wanted to keep some just the way they are. I didn't want to evolve all of them. I evolved all of my biggest ones. And oh, yeah, man, you can see that in the corner right there. But you know what? Don't. I'll get to that a little bit later. Then I did two of the shadow ones, and then um, I caught this one walking towards the arcade area of the pike. Kind of in the area where there's like a lot of restaurants and stuff like that. Because I was actually trying to make my way towards the Deoxys raid, and as you can see, we defeated Deoxys, caught him. Not too excited for that because I mean Deoxys is Deoxys. He's kind of a useless, useless legendary. I don't even know why he's a legendary if he's that useless. Because I mean all the other legendaries are actually useful. You use them in raids and stuff, but this guy you can't even use him in raids because he's not powerful at all. And he's not even good for PvP. I don't even PvP that much or at all, really. But he's not good for anything. I mean, if you have to spend like if you have to spend a pass to raid something, you kind of want them to be useful for something, because if you're not using your free pass for the day, you have to buy the other, raid passes and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if Deoxys, they got to do something to make Deoxys useful. And the crazy thing was, this Deoxys isn't soloable. So I was actually, I hopped into the raid and there were 3 other people around me, but I think they were already done because I could see them doing the catch motion already. And so I was sitting there by myself, and it got down to like maybe I want to say like 10 seconds left in the lobby. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, 4 more other people joined in, which was like, oh, I was like, all right, cool. Which gave us 5, which made it easy to defeat Deoxys, and I caught him. But so there's Deoxys. Then after that, I walked towards the Laugh Factory and caught 2 more shinies. A baby one. I want to say this guy is like a level 1 or something. Or actually, no, he's not. Because I mean, he's he has a little bit high rankings in the in all of his stats. But gosh, look at him. He's 16 CP, dude. So small. And then the 209 one there. Now, this guy I'm super stoked about. It's crazy because I was hunting him during Adventure Week when he came out, and I couldn't find him anywhere. And for some, like, I was clicking Onyxes and Anorus and all that stuff during Adventure Week when he was released as a shiny, and just could not do it right. And then today, which makes today such a cool day, because I mean, for one thing, I went out and I got all these Turtwigs, just like super quick. I mean, it's not a lot like other people. Like I'm pretty sure other people have like 10 to 20, but I mean, I have a few, but they're good. It's a good amount. I'm happy with that. Like I wasn't like going full force. I walked around, took the sights in, and clicked on a few Turtwigs and got some shinies, right? But this guy, this Onyx right here, I've been wanting him ever since he got released as a shiny. And so I'm already back home and I'm just chilling, I already took a shower, ate, but then all of a sudden my tummy was rumbling a little bit, so I had to go back to the bathroom, do a little business, do that number 2, drop the Browns at the Super Bowl and everything like that, right? But I decided to take my phone in with me and check the Pokemon Go app just for a little bit. And what do you know? This Onyx pops up, right? And I'm like, yo, give it to me, please. And I clicked it, and then boom. Shiny Onyx, dude, right there. Got him. I was so stoked. I even jumped up on the toilet a little bit. I was like, yo, this is so dope. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna evolve him soon. And I just want to kind of get a few more candies for him so I could like power him up, because as you can see, he's only 305. I mean, he's gonna get bigger once I evolve him to Steelix. But I kind of want extra candy to power that up, and maybe even give him the extra move too, the new attack, which is like 75 Stardust. Jesus Christ, and he's gonna eat up like 75 candies. So that's gonna leave me under enough. Or not under. No, I still have enough to evolve him, but I still want a little bit more candy to just power him up. So I'm walking them right now, and then as soon as I maybe get like 200 or so candies, I'm probably gonna evolve them. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna leave that up there, and maybe I'll come back to this because I mean, I might even like go through all the shinies I got. Because I have some pretty cool shinies. Not the ones that I want for right now, because there's the regional shinies which I haven't even seen yet, and I've hatched so many eggs. I mean, like so many 7 kilometer eggs. I just cannot get them. Um, but yeah, we'll get into that story soon. I mean, I'll talk about it. But yeah, so but I mean, the recording though, I'm gonna do it. I'm probably gonna do it on Wednesday for the Mewtwo raids, the Mewtwo dinner raid hour. Probably gonna take my camera out with me to work because I'm gonna be getting off of work when raid hour starts, and I'll probably just like go, as soon as I get off of work, grab the camera and just start recording and record that session because I kind of want to capture all of that and kind of give you guys that video. So look forward to that, and hopefully it all comes together well because you know what, I've never done like that type of recording before, so let's see how it comes out. It might be pretty cringy and whatnot, but hey, bear with it. I can only get better with time, right? So we'll start with that, and then we'll do more and more and see how it goes. I kind of want to get into the whole live vlogging thing, see how it goes. I mean, also like my time schedule has even gotten a little crazier because the my graphic artist assistant at work just gave her 2 week notice, so I am going back to a 6 day work week. So I have a lesser amount of time to do anything. So, but I'm still gonna try to do it for you guys. Also because October's coming up pretty quick, and I love Halloween season, and I kind of want to go and check out some of the Halloween stores around town when they open up. So, you know, um, we'll see how that goes because I want to do a vlog of that and stuff. And while we're here, and while I have the screen up and everything like that, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna put up an incense and just see if anything pops up. Just because. Why not? See, boom. We'll even throw in a little star piece too, just in case if something does pop. When things pop up, I get a little extra stardust for it. Why not? But yeah, so I'm super stoked for that. Mewtwo raid hours coming up tomorrow. It's gonna be super sick, and it'll probably be today by the time you see this. But yeah, there's gonna be more newer stuff coming into the whole game and everything like that. You got Gen 5 getting released, and you have Mewtwo being available in 5-star raids with the shiny version as well. Sad news though, we thought that we were gonna get a new EX raid boss. Turns out from everybody that it's still Deoxys. Come on, Niantic, give us something better, dude. Give us something new. But okay, yeah, it's still Deoxys. So for everyone who's excited that they were gonna introduce a new EX raid boss, I guess we still gotta wait for that. But I do feel like they're gonna bring in something new in October. I mean, they have to, right? And it has to be Darkrai. And I'm hoping it is Darkrai, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But the news is straight from Niantic's mouth. It's still Deoxys. So, if you guys still haven't got your speed form, Deoxys, he's out there in the EX raid. So, I actually have an EX raid pass for, actually, no, it already passed. I'm sorry. Yeah, it already passed. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter to me. It was Deoxys anyway, so who cares? Now, for the one subject that I do have, James Gunn is directing Suicide Squad 2. Here's my feelings about Suicide Squad, the first movie. It was whack. It was awful. I mean, the trailers made it look good. The trailers did look good themselves, but the movie itself was just pure trash. I mean, the story didn't make sense. The logic wasn't there. I mean, and the one cool character was maybe like Diablo, and The rest were like so. I mean, Harley Quinn was kind of cool too, but you know, the thing is, I don't think she would do good in her own movie. And even though like they were like offering her like her own solo Harley Quinn movie and everything like that, but I don't think it would have done well. But I mean, she worked well with the cast for whatever they had her do. The Joker was a failure. It was barely in the movie, even though the trailer kind of made it look like it was going to be a Joker movie, which I think they should have went in that direction. It might have been a better movie, right? But yeah, bad movie. But part two looks promising because for one thing, it's James Gunn, and from what we've seen from him, he does well with multi-character casts. I mean, he took Guardians of the Galaxy and made it awesome, right? So I don't see how he cannot take the Suicide Squad and make them awesome. So that's super exciting. I'm stoked for that. I'm down for James Gunn. Not just that, but they released the full cast, and I'm talking names upon names upon names that will get anybody kind of excited. And the other part too is he also posted a picture saying like, don't get too attached. So meaning, even though there is this full list of people that's pretty sick with it, they're most likely gonna die pretty quickly within the movie. So, you know, don't get too attached, I guess. But still, big names though. You got Idris Elba. We don't know who he's playing yet. You wrestling fans out there, John Cena, he's in there. Not sure what he's playing yet here. And the other thing is that they haven't even said who they're cast as, except for the ones that we know that are already cast, like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, and stuff like that, right? The Small Chin, I don't know if you remember him. He did a bunch of other DC stuff, but in the TV world, he's cast also. Don't know who he is. Michael Rooker from Guardians of the Galaxy, he's in there. Don't know who he's gonna be. What other big name is there? Is it David Fillion? I want to say it's David. I'm not sure if that's his first name, but hey, excuse me, I'm sorry. I mean, you guys are probably gonna all hate me, all you nerd fans out there. I know, but yeah, Fillion's in there. You know, a lot of these people could also just be like pop-ins too. They could be like, you know, part of the military or something like that, and you know, they just show up and then they die, right? Who knows? Oh, look, a sand shrew. Oh, I forgot to even check. I'm pretty sure something popped in and I didn't even notice. Oh my god. You can catch this. But yeah, so a lot of big names. I'm super stoked, and like it's pretty cool. I'm like, so it makes me a little bit excited for this one, even though the first one was kind of bad. So I can't wait. I just want to know. I can't wait for them to say who's playing what, you know, because that'll make it more exciting. And not just that too, but if they even let us know who the actual villain is. I mean, and I'm talking about the villain because, you know, this is supposed to be a team of villains anyways, but there's, you know, but in this kind of like show, or not show, in this type of story, the group of villains turn out to be the protagonists. So they're the good guys, you know? So I can't wait to see who they actually cast as the big bad, let's say that, the big bad, and, you know, hopefully it's something better, not better, but how did I word this? More feasible as a antagonist, because I mean, in the first one there were a bunch of just like, you know, criminals. Like none of them have superpowers. Well, except for Diablo. Diablo did have superpowers. But other than that, you know, there's this bunch of regular people going up against a god, which makes no sense. You know, the god could have just killed them all. Like, okay, but you know, they ended up winning anyways. But this one, I kind of want to see it more feasible. I kind of want to make it. I want them to make it to where it's plausible. You know, if it's a big villain, maybe someone grandioso that they have to go against, but not a god. Let's not make it a god. Don't go down that route again, please, please, DC, don't. And I'm hoping so that James Gunn has a smart head on him to not, you know, use a story like that. And you know what? If it does end up being a god, make it a smart way of killing the god instead of the way they did it in the first one, which is I don't even remember how they did it. It was stupid, but I digress. I'm sorry. I'm going far too long on that subject. Thirdly, and we'll just leave it at that. I'm just super excited for this movie, just because James Gunn and all the people that's attached to the movie. It's starting to look like something I'm hoping that it's gonna be, or not hoping, but it's turning out to be something that's looking to be good, or I don't know. Take it, you know what I'm trying to say. You guys know what I'm trying to say. But let's get into my final subject, and then I'll probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this final subject, and then I'm gonna go through some of my shiny collection on Pokemon Go here. But my final subject is I watched the movie It Chapter 2. And I have a kind of mixed feelings about this movie because I'm gonna start it off like this. It is better than the original TV series version. I'll give it that. Totally much better. The scare factor was there, the monsters were there, but for some weird reason, and I can't put my finger on it, I might have to watch it a second time to see what it is or what it was, but it just wasn't as good as Chapter 1. But don't get me wrong, it's still good. It's still worth a watch. If you guys are thinking it over, if you should spend, your $15 or $17 or whatever, or how much ever it costs you guys to go see a movie, if you're thinking to yourself, should I waste the money to go see it? I say go see it. Especially since this is the fall season and Halloween's so close and October is so close. Go see it. It is a fun time. Especially if you are into horror movies. Just don't go in there with the thought of it being better than the first one. And I still don't know why it's not better than the first one, than Chapter 1. Although it is leaps and bounds better than the original TV series. I'll give it that. It is much, much better. There's something about it. I felt like most of the movie was kind of a recall to what had already perspired than being its own story. And if I felt like maybe if it just was its own story, it would have a better chance. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. Quickly. Dunsparce. Such a useless Pokemon. But you know what? I need the Stardust. So let's catch him, right? And also, I think I just saw someone give me a gift, which is good because I'm still collecting eggs. So any of you guys out there who are on my friends list on this game, please keep on sending me gifts because I need them eggs. I need them 7K eggs. Let me see if I have room. I'm pretty sure I do. Yes, I do. I have room for 3 more. Let me just open this. Oh no, they didn't send one. They just opened one. But they didn't send me one. Okay, awesome. Never mind then. Let's get back to this It Chapter 2 review. But there are parts in this movie that are jump scary, tension building, and just surprising, But it was lacking something to make it feel like its own movie, to where it could stand on its own 2 legs. I felt like it had to rely on Chapter 1 so much to stand up. Maybe that's what made it not as good as Chapter 1. Whereas in Chapter 1, it was its own movie. It could have ended it right there at the end, and we didn't even have to do Chapter 2. And it would have been, and it's still a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good movie by itself. Whereas Chapter 2, I think, if you just watch Chapter 2 by itself, you're gonna be lost in certain spaces because you have to remember chapter one to even appreciate chapter two, and I feel like that's probably what made it not as good as chapter one. And I'm gonna go with that because this is the only thing I can think of until I see it again and maybe figure out something different, right? But other than that, it was still good. The monsters were awesome. They did some cool effects. I didn't because I saw some other reviews saying that the some of the special effects for the monsters were a little cheesy. To me, I felt like the monster creations and the visual effects were pretty good and on point. It was creepy. It was like up my alley. I loved it. You know, if it was like in a you know what? It's good. It was good. I don't even want to say if it was in a different movie or something like that, it would have been better. It was good for what it is, and it's good in this movie. And Pennywise played perfectly. Even I don't know if I want to spoil it too much, but even the ending scene, if you saw the original series, the original TV series, you know what Pennywise's true form is. The way they did it in this one, it's even better than the way they did it in the original TV series. Let's say that. So kudos for that because that's perfect. They upped it one, and yeah. But also, the ending of it kind of leaves some plot holes too. But I kind of forgave it because like it is what it is. It's a horror movie. You kind of have to let certain things go and stuff like that. So I'm not even gonna touch on that. But that may be also a bit of a reason why it wasn't as good as the first one. Whereas in the first one, they didn't leave you in so much of a thing to where you're like, well, why doesn't anybody know? Like why weren't they research? Why weren't the police on that or whatever? They didn't leave anything like that in chapter one, right? It was all plausible. Whereas here, the ending of chapter two, you kind of have this feeling at the end like, well, how are they going to explain that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. All in all, though, I give it chapter two a 7 out of 10 stars rating. And take it as you will. That is a high C or maybe even a B minus score from me, which is still a pretty good movie. Whereas chapter one, I gave it an A. It was super good. So yeah, go out there and see it. Give me your opinions. If you saw it and you disagree from what I said, then leave it in the comments. I want to read about it and see what you guys thought about it. So let me know. And then with that said, let's go through a trip through my shiny collection real quick before I let you guys go. I'll have quick stories about it. And I'll try to go through it pretty quickly because I don't really have much. So I missed the whole wave on shinies on the first run because the first run was the shiny Pikachu right in the beginning. They released it during the whole Pikachu month of from Japan and everything like that. And I didn't know anything about it, so I didn't know they had like a community day for it. So when that community day happened, I didn't even know to go out and look for it. And when the whole week that they had the event, I didn't even know. I just noticed that there was a bunch more Pikachus, but I thought that was like the spawn. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even get one then. But the second one was Dratini. And I was at work. And at that time, all the community days were happening during my lunchtime at work. So, and I was just starting to kind of get into it and figuring it out. But I realized that while I was eating lunch, there was a bunch of Dratini spawning. And I got out of my car for one, went and touched on it. And it turned out to be a shiny Dratini. And I never evolved this one because, for one thing, the CP is so small. It's a 12 CP, and I would have to spend so much candy and Stardust just to power him up to the CP that I need him to be useful. So I left him the way he is. He's cool. He's pink. He's dope. and it was the only one that I caught that day because I only have 30 minutes for lunchtime, so caught him. I finished eating, caught him, and then went back to work. Now, come next community day, which was Bulbasaur community day. I decided I was trying to figure out the places that I could go for community day, and I actually had my day off on this community day, and so I was able to spend my time doing this community day, but I didn't know where to go at first. I was thinking of going to the Pike like I did today, but I believe there was an event that I knew about, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to go there during an event because it's gonna be hard to find parking. It's just gonna be a headache. So you know what? Where can I go? I'm gonna go to the Lakewood Mall. I went to the Lakewood Mall, but I forgot my battery charger, and so I only had a certain amount of time because my phone was Pokemon eats up a lot of batteries on my phone super quick. It eats up the battery power super fast. So I dimmed down the light on my phone as low as it could go to where I could still see the screen. I walked around the mall. I want to say for a good hour and a half, maybe. I didn't get to spend the whole 3 hours. So it was a good hour and a half before my phone almost died on me. So, and I found one in the mall near the food court, and I evolved him to a Venusaur, which is pretty dope. And he's one of my best Venusaurs. I use him in a lot of raids that grass power is good to use for, and he does his work. He's a hard worker. I use him a lot, which is dope. Now this third one, the Hariyama, I didn't even know this event was going on. It was the fighting event or whatever, fighting Pokemon event. I didn't even know this thing was going on. So I went to go do my laundry, and I do my laundry at this little laundry spot near Big Five and Staples and stuff like that. And I parked my car, but before I went to go in to do my laundry, I saw the lower form of Hariyama. I forget what his name is, but you know what I'm talking about. So I saw him. I clicked on him, not knowing that this event was going on. He turned out shiny, and I was like, "Whoa, surprise!" And I was like, "Dope!" And so got him, evolved him up to Hariyama, spent some candy and some Stardust powering him up. So I use him for whenever I need fighting types. But I have a Machamp that's better, so I use him in between my armies of Machamp, because I have an army of 6 Machamps that I use for any raids that require fighting types. Now, my Charizard here, this was Charmander's Community Day. Caught him, kind of same story as Dratini. Work, lunch, caught him, and then went back to work. Omnistar here was, I want to say, the first water festival. Kind of same story as Hariyama, although I kind of knew the water festival was happening, but I didn't have time. It was during work week, and I think I was at the gas station getting gas to go to work, and boom, got the Omnistar. Tyranitar, same story as Charizard and Dratini. And as you can see, I only get one because it was just such a short amount of time. I couldn't walk around and catch anymore, so I only had time to catch one and go back to work. Now, my Blastoise during Squirtle's Community Day. I actually went to the Pike on this one. It was on a Sunday, so I had my day off from work, and I went out, walked around. This was a hard one because I spent I spent the whole 3 hours out there and was only able to get 2. And I want to say the Sunglass Blastoise, the Sunglass Squirtle, I got from the research because he was at a Pokestop, and I overheard these guys talking about it. And so I also remembered that the other YouTubers saying that if it's in one Pokestop, it's in that Pokestop for everybody. So I heard these guys over talking about which Pokestop it was. Walked back to that Pokestop, spun that to get the research, and then boom, got him. And then the only other Squirtle I ever saw the whole day that was shiny was this guy. And the thing about it too, Squirtle is my favorite Pokemon of all time. The only thing bad about it is in Pokemon Go, he's kind of a useless Pokemon. So, kind of salty about that. But I still got him though. I need to power him up, but you know what? Why power him up when he's kind of useless? Not really useful for anything, right? And then this Plusle, I don't know what this was from. I remember I think I was driving to go through I was driving to go do laundry, and I think I stopped by a gas station to pick up like a soda or something, and I caught him at the gas station, which is pretty dope. Leafeon, Glaceon, Umbreon, those are all from Eevee Community Day. And this one I actually went out with my nephew to the Pike, and we just caught a whole gang of Eevees, which was cool. I actually even have more Eevees than these, but this is the only ones that are showing up because you know, they're in the form, and I'm doing it recently. Well, I don't know. Now, this Toga Kiss, which was dope. I was actually online playing Call of Duty with my friends, and for some reason I just wanted to have my Pokemon Go app on, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put on like how I'm doing right now. I had my incense and stuff on, and actually no, okay, no, I had some eggs going too, but I was doing that. I had some incense, but nothing was spawning in, or nothing good was spawning in. But I also had eggs and incubators, and here at my house, I get a lot of GPS drift. So my guy was GPS drifting everywhere, and then all of a sudden my egg hatched, and what do you know? Togepi hatched, and he was shiny, which was cool. And I believe I jumped up and like yelled in that game too, and then my buddy was like wondering why I was doing that, and they didn't. I had to explain to them like, yeah, it's Pokemon Go. I just hatched something shiny, which is cool. I even like, I Instagrammed it too, right at the same moment that happened. This Magikarp, it took me forever to find this Magikarp, and I don't even remember what event this was, but it was an event, and I was actually leaving work when I clicked on this Magikarp. The thing was, my work is nowhere near water, so you don't even usually see Magikarp in that area, but which made it more like cool because like as I clocked out and was walking away from the building, I saw the Magikarp and I was like, that's weird. This guy never really spawns over here. Clicked on him, and then boom. I did my own self-celebration yell by myself because I was all alone in the parking lot anyways. And it was cool. Meganium, Chikorita, same story as the some of the first ones, the Dratini and Charizard and stuff. I only had 30 minutes of lunch. Was only able to find two, which was cool. Finding two in 30 minutes is kind of hard. In 30 minutes is kind of hard, but I actually pulled it off. My Beldums, my Metagrosses, these guys are workers, and I put them in a bunch of raids. I use them a lot, and they're dope. I think this community day was on a Sunday, and I went out with my nephew again to the Pike and caught a whole bunch of these guys. As you can see, I still have 3 Beldums, and I have 3 of them that I evolved. The other 3, you know what? I think I just ran out of candy and I couldn't evolve them, so I left them the way they are, because they are kind of useless now because they don't get that community day special move if I do evolve them. So now this Mightyena, the Poochyena that I found, I was actually going out ghost Pokemon hunting because it was during the Halloween event and I really wanted a ghost Pokemon, and I was like, you know what? I wanted the Drifloon, or I think the Ghastlies weren't even out yet, so you couldn't even get a shiny Gengar yet because they were setting up a special day for that later on. But like a shiny Duskull or something like that, I wanted one of those. I wasn't even thinking about Poochyena. Did not know. I went out to the Pike to do this grind hunt, and not knowing that at the Pike at that moment at that time it was a Poochyena nest, and so I thought there was part of the Halloween spawns, and I was clicking on all these Puchienas, and all of a sudden, while I was walking by one of the Japanese restaurants there, uh, this Puchiena turned out to be shiny, which was cool because I spent like a good 3 hours out there and came out with one, and I was happy with it. I was cool. Um, it wasn't like the ghost that I wanted, but at least I caught it. I've found a shiny. It made it kind of all worth it a little bit. These two pincers here, they released this shiny out of nowhere, and this was during Gengar Raid Day. Yeah, Gengar Raid Day, and at that time they were doing it earlier in the day, so it wasn't dinner raid hour like it is nowadays. It was like, and I want to say it was like during my lunchtime too. So I had 30 minutes to do raids, and I went and hit as many raids as I could in 30 minutes. But in between walking from raid to raid, I saw all these pincers spawning out of nowhere, and I clicked on them, and boom, boom, two of them shiny. I'm like, yo, I'll take it. I don't know if they're useful. I've never used them for anything. I know there's certain raids that are weak to bug types, but I can't really figure them out. So they're kind of useless. I don't really use them, but they were cool. They were cool to find because you know what? It was like for a short amount of time too. Like no one's really ever found shiny pincers anymore. Um, this Gengar actually traded. My nephew got him for me. Luckily, during that raid hour, my nephew got one, but he lives all the way in Seattle. So I had to wait a while until he came and visit me for me to even get this Gengar, so which was cool. So that was a trade. The Ponyta. So they had this special weekend deal where they were advertising their other game Ingress through Pokemon Go. So like it was one Pokemon that was shiny was green, and then Ponyta's was shiny was blue. I forgot what the other. It was the bone one. I can't remember right now. My brain is dead. But yeah, and this was on the last day of the event, last hour of the event, I want to say, and it was during my lunchtime again. I was eating, and I was like, you know what, this event's ending. I didn't really care for any of the two shinies really, but I turned on my game anyways while I was eating, and all of a sudden, boom, two Ponitas popped up right in front of me, and I clicked on both of them, and then the last one ended up being shiny at the last minute too, because as soon as I caught him, it turned to 1 o'clock, and that was when the event ended at 1 o'clock, and luckily I got him. Typhlosion, same deal as the other Dratini's and Charizard and stuff like that. 30 minutes of lunch, caught one, went back to work. And then these guys, this Eevee, this Metagross, the Bulbasaur, the Dragonite, the Chikorita, Ampharos, Charizard, Rainer, not Rainer, but Eevee, and Venusaur. Those were all during the December Community Day, where they brought back all of the past Community Day shinies available, and you were able to catch them. And I grinded that whole 2 days and caught all these guys in that 2 days. The witch hat Pikachu, I actually traded my other nephew for it because I was mad. Pikachu was one of the ones that I wanted to find during that 2 days of raids during December, and I was clicking on a bunch of Pikachus and I just couldn't. None of them came. None of them were shiny for me. So I was like, you know what? I'll trade you. I'll give you something for the Pikachu. And he traded me. Now this Pichu. Hold on. I am parched, guys. I'm sorry. And I'm going to try to speed it up because you know what? I know I'm taking up too much of your time. And we'll try to finish it up pretty soon. This Pichu actually hatched driving home from work. I always have the game on just so that I get distance on my eggs and everything like that. Boom, got him. For alligator, Same situation as Dratini and everything like that. It was his community day, and 30 minutes of lunch, caught one. Now this Growlithe, I've been wanting this golden Growlithe forever when it first came out. Took me forever to even find this one because I mean, there was Growlithe spawn all the time around me, and I clicked on so many, and none of them are shiny for me. Even during its event when it first was released, I couldn't find one to save my life. And I want to say this was during the New Year, but it was like the Chinese New Year, and they did like a really quick special event for the Chinese New Year or something like that. And I was going to L&L to get some lunch for myself. Didn't even think about it. I didn't even know that the event started yet. I knew that they were going to have the event, but I didn't know that it started yet. Got out of my car to go into L&L, saw that it popped up, touched it, boom, shiny, awesome. The Mamoswine, Pillow-Swine, Community Day, went out, caught a few, just 3 of them. Clamperl was during the Clamperl event. It was so weird. I didn't even think I was going to get it because I felt like it was going to be the same thing as the was it the sea bass or the other fish event that they had? I can't remember the name right now, but so because the other one, it was hard. You couldn't the tasks to do were hard, so I didn't think I was gonna get one, but I actually did a few, and for a Clamperl, and then boom, one of them was shiny. I forgot where I got this Venusaur from. Tell you the truth. Oh no, I traded this. I traded this with my nephew during one of the events. It was from, I think it was from the Pillow-Swine event. I decided to trade him for, or I don't know. It was one of the times when I don't know. It was with my nephew that I traded him. Now the Latias, this Latias was from one of the first dinner raid hours. I didn't even. Here's the thing. I didn't even know they were having dinner raid hour. I got off of work late. And I saw that there was a 5-star raid about to start, and I was like, you know what? I'm already here. Might as well just go and check it out. Now, when I was walking to the raid, I noticed there was a bunch of people there. I was like, oh, cool, And then for some reason, I noticed that there was a whole bunch of 5-star raids everywhere. I didn't know why. I did the first one, was normal, and I was like, you know what? These other ones are so close. I'm just gonna walk to them and do them. Second one that I went to, I did that one, and boom, there you go, shiny Latias. And I was super stoked. I was just like, whoa, and I didn't even know anything about Dinner Raid Hour. I didn't find out about it until after this was done, and I got my shiny Latias, and I went home and I was watching videos of the other YouTubers, and they talked about Dinner Raid Hour. It's like, oh, that's what it was. Okay, I gotcha. Cool. Smoochum hatched him out of an egg. I don't remember when, but he came out of an egg. Trico Day, Community Day. Boom, got 3 of them. And Cast Form was a little weird because it was during a different event where something else also could have been shiny. I forgot what other else was supposed to be shiny, but I couldn't find the other thing. But I did catch Cast Form. Got 2 of them, actually, to tell the truth. And then Togepi hatched them again. Bag on Community Day, and as you can see, I went out and grinded hard for that. Got 7 of those. I think I got more too, but I traded some away. Why not? This took me forever. I hatched so many of the 7K eggs, hoping for a shiny baby that I didn't already have, which was like Togepi, because I hatched Togepi already. All of a sudden, boom, shiny. Why not? Latios, I did the same thing, but I knew about it this time. It was the Dinner Raid Hour community, not Community Day, but it's Dinner Raid Hour, but I knew about this one, so I stuck it in after work. I actually got off of work a little early this time, but I stayed around for an hour or so until it was raid hour and did the raids and caught him. The Torchic Community Day, this was during work, so 30 minutes of lunchtime. Boom, got that, went back to work. Lapras, this was crazy. So they were having Lapras raid day, and this was a raid day. So, but I had work. but I scheduled my lunchtime on the raid hour so that I could do it. I even hit up my nephew in Seattle. I was like, "Yo, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this. If you can, do some raids also, and so if you catch it, you could trade me because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this." So I got my lunch, ate it super fast. Raid hour started. I went and did my first one, regular. Ran to the next one, did that. All of a sudden, when I was done, boom, shiny. I was like, yes, I could go back to work, happy now. And I even hit up my nephew. I was like, yo, you don't have to do any more raids. I got my shiny. I'm all good. Um, but the other raid right after that was so close. I mean, I didn't even have to walk. The two raids were right next to each other. So I was like, you know what? I have time. I got like 10 minutes to spare before I have to go back to work. Did that raid, and I didn't even think it was gonna be shiny. I was just like, you know what? Extra candy. I could power these guys up. Boom. Did the raid. Finished it. What do you know? Shiny number two. I was stoked. And as you can see, I did use the candies anyways to power up this one because I boosted it up a little bit. I was using him for I want to say Rayquaza. Was it the Rayquaza raids? I don't know, but there was raids that were happening that that I was using him for that weak to ice types. This Snubble was 2019's Go Fest. I did not go. This was at after work. I knew that all the shiny possible Pokemons were spawning a lot, but you had to go out there and grind. So I went out and grinded. I put lures all over around where I worked at. I walked around. I hit up every spawn that I saw, hoping that I get a shiny. I didn't even really want the Snubble. I was actually wanting whatever the event Pokemon was. I forgot what it was at that time. I think it was like Nidoran or something like that, or Nidorino. I wanted that, but couldn't. But like, I went to this 3-spot lure area where you could lure 3 Pokestops all at once. Sat there, Snubble popped up, clicked them, boom, shiny. The Alolan Rattata actually was driving home from work, stopped at a Subway to get a sandwich for dinner, and what do you know? Got him. Raikou was during after the first Go Fest, because they had 3 Go Fests this year, and after each one they had like the legendary dogs, and each one could be shiny. Got him out of that day. Laleep actually hatched out a 5K egg randomly. Did not know why he was doing it in 5K, but it was there. Boom. Groudon, I actually went to go do laundry, and there was a raid happening, and what do you know? And the thing was, this raid was kind of crazy because I was in there by myself, and it happened again. It might have been spoofers. Who cares? I don't know. Yo, big ups to you spoofers, but yo, got him there. Because like I was the only one in the lobby. Entei, same thing as the Raikou. This Jolteon was weird because it was just a shiny Eevee that came out of nowhere. It was a regular Eevee. I clicked the Eevee, and the Eevee turned out to be shiny, and I evolved him. I don't even think I remember where I got him from either. Mudkip Community Day. Got a whole gang of him. Pretty cool. This Growlithe, driving home from work. I was at a red light. Did not play Pokemon Go while you're driving, but you know what? I was at a red light. The red light was taking forever. I was stuck in traffic. Like, this traffic was just backed up, and a Growlithe popped up, clicked on it, turned out to be shiny. Caught him. The Ralts Community Day. Machamp, I traded my nephew. Sandshrew, I traded my nephew. This Alolan Grimer was from the 7K egg. I was actually trying to hatch other things other than this, but I got the Grimer anyways. This Magikarp was during one of the Go Fests. I was just clicking every Magikarp I saw, And I think I was like near a grocery store at this time, and I clicked on Magikarp, and that turned to be shiny. The horsey driving home from work again, stuck in traffic. Yo, traffic shinies, man. Traffic shinies are the business. This Bonzi randomly hatched from a 7K egg. Didn't even think I was gonna even ever get it. The Rayquaza. Now, this is during the month that Rayquaza was out on raids. I had did almost up to 100, if not more than 100 raids. Nothing, right? Last day, it was they announced the last day of the Rayquaza raids. They were going to do a dinner raid hour for it. I went out for the dinner raid hour, and it was the first raid that I did for that raid hour. And boom, it was shiny. And I was so stoked because I spent so much time on this guy that just finally seeing him, I was like relieved and super stoked about it. Executor, I want to say it was like last weekend or so. I was on one of my breaks from at work, and there was a raid right next to where I was parked, and I was like, you know what, I'm parked here, I'm on a break. You know what, I'll just do it, right? And so I did the raid, and what do you know? Turned to be shiny. Elekid, I'm still trying to hatch the regionals, and I wanting a shiny regional out of 7K eggs. Hatched so much, got nothing, and then also at one point when I was hatching him, got the shiny Elekid. And then of course Turtwig Day was today. Boom. And then you heard the story of Onyx. And there you go, guys. Those are all my shinies. Just wanted to share that with you. I don't know why. I just need content to fill in this podcast. With that said, though, we are still 52 strong on our subscribers. I want to thank you guys. Please also help us out if you can. Let other people know. Help us get to 100 subscribers. We're still on that train trying to get to 100 subscribers. With that said, I love you guys and hope to see you guys on the next episode. Look out for other new videos, and hopefully Alex will be back with us next weekend for the 29th episode. So with that said, I want to say thank you guys, and we'll see you guys later.